Recording's going. See that message pop up there? Like to get started on time. That way you get your time back for yourself. Waiting tick, 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 tick. All right, it's 6 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and get started because we got exciting things going on. Mock interviews have started, and I'm getting results back already from career services. I'm getting some of those results. As I'm getting them back from them, remember, I do not grade your mock interview. These grades are coming from career services because I'm not in the interview. So I don't see what's going on. I don't know if you're sitting up properly, feet on the floor, hands at your sides, or on the armrest. You're not fidgeting around. You're dressed properly. Remember, you are being graded as though you're going to a real interview. So be sure to dress appropriately. You have that resume with you that they went over with. Don't go, oh man, they've already got it because I went over it with them. No, you take it. These are as real as though you are going for that job. Remember, when you are asked a question, stick to the topic. Think before you respond. You don't have to respond immediately. Think first. Okay, it's like if you've ever done any type of carpentry or anything with wood. Measure twice, cut once. Think twice, answer once. Okay, this is really key stuff, and people don't, you know, do that. They tend to wander on their questions. Answer appropriately, not what you think they want to hear, but answer for you. Interviews are all about you. It's your show and you drive it. And you'll hear me say that over and over in this class. You're in control. You drive it. You're the one with the power. And it's true. With jobs, you beg for a job. You ask for a job. Okay. With a career, you're in control. You decide how your career goes. And if you're not putting the pieces in place, you're the one that's not allowing your career to develop and grow appropriately. You can point fingers all you want, but you're the reason behind your career not developing. These classes give you the tools, but if you're not listening and you're not paying attention and you're not applying them, it's on you. Okay. And people don't like that. And you know what? That's life because you have to take ownership of things. Okay. Things that don't go well, you can be the root of that. Things that go well, you're the cause of that too. Give yourself credit. You're good. You have mad skills, and you need to be proud of those skills. There's a difference between somebody with an ego and somebody who knows their stuff. Okay? An ego, yap, 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 yap. They talk, but they've got no action to back it up. Okay? You know your stuff. Know what you know, but more importantly, know what you don't know and openly admit it. I can tell you all the things I don't know, and I'm not ashamed of it. Why would I be? Be open and honest about yourself, your skills, what you know and what you don't know. By telling people, I don't know that, I'm given the opportunity to learn that and grow. And that's how I move ahead. And you can do that too. By saying, yeah, I know that. Well, why am I going to show it to you? So you'll continue to not know that. And then I'm going to call you on that. Hey, since you know how to do this, I need you to do it. And then when you fail, it's on you. So learn to be proud of what you know and be proud of what you don't know because you can admit it. We all grow, we all learn, and we all make mistakes. And when we make those mistakes, yeah, it can be embarrassing. It can be horrible. Something bad could have happened, but own up to it because it's going to come around. And that's how we grow too. Life is about growing and learning and continuing. Okay. We can all learn and grow from everything we do, good and bad. Okay. I've had a bunch of disasters this month. And you know what? I do what we call eating an elephant. Has anybody ever heard that? Let's eat an elephant. Now, I don't mean you're literally going to go track down an elephant and eat it, but the term's comes from an old joke. You know how you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And when things get tough and things are piling up, you eat that elephant one bite at a time. And I've had to do that this month. It's been really hard. And I was like, these are all the things I have no control over. Eh, I got no control over. I can't change them. I can't worry about them because even worrying about them, I can't change them. Eh. Now let's look at the things I can change and I can do. And these are things that'll help your career. If there's a boss above you that's telling you this, this, and this, don't worry about it. You can only do what you can do. You can literally only do a certain amount of work. You can only do this. And I was talking with somebody in the medical field, and they're like, they want us to do this and this and this. I said, this is how you handle it. I'll be more than happy to do this for you, but someone will need to do this because I can only do this much work at a time to be safe. It's okay to tell a supervisor or somebody, I'll be glad to do this for you, but you'll have to take this away from me and give it to somebody else. You have a maximum amount of work a person can physically do, and you can do that. Learn to put parameters on people, okay? Anybody work with somebody who always likes to give their work to you? I've worked with people like that. Anybody? They like to come up and say, I need you to do this. Number one, when they go to hand you something, put your hands behind your back and look at what they're handing you. Don't put your hands out and take it. As soon as it's in your hand, it's your problem. Put your hands behind your back and look at it and go, yeah, that's nice. Don't take it from them. It remains their problem. I learned that from a 78-year-old woman. She was the head of Southern Bell South, if you will. She was the first woman that was put in charge of their IT department. Very smart lady. I learned that from her. You'd be surprised how much work I avoided that wasn't mine. The other thing she taught me, every time somebody hands you a piece of work, hand them a piece of work back. It's a trade. They stop handing you work. They don't want work. So if they give you their work, you give them your work back. Share the load. These are things that you will learn as you go. Listen to people of all ages and grow. The same thing with an interview. Listen to people who have not only been through a lot of interviews, but people who interview. Now, you were given the task of finding out somebody who is in management that you're going to interview. Ask them when you're talking to them, what's it like to interview somebody? Find that out. What are they looking for? This will give you an insight on how you can manage yourself when you go to an interview. You will be surprised. Now, stepping back a little bit further, we did resumes and there were questions on the midterm. And one of them was about volunteer work. Volunteer work does belong on a resume. And employers do like to see that because it lets them know you're a well rounded employee. Okay. It lets them know that you get out there, you're in the community. It makes their company look good. Remember, you working for them is for the benefit of the company. You make them money, you make them product, you make them look good. You represent them. Community service and volunteer work make them look good. So that's why it is good to have on there. Working in animal care, I will never hire somebody without volunteer work in an animal care organization of some sort, period. You need to have experience working with different types of people, and it's a great way to get out there. If you show ambition in going to find volunteer work in that field, you will have ambition when I hire you. That is an exception to other fields. Not every field has volunteer work that is so connected to their career. So don't go thinking everybody has to get out and volunteer. It's a good thing if you enjoy it, but animal care is definitely an exception to the rule. So interviews are going on, and I am impressed. The people who have interviewed so far that I've got results back, you guys are impressive. I'm getting great feedback. Now you'll see your feedback directly in the grade book. So make sure you check that out. You'll see what career services marked, and I put feedback in there as well. So please check that out. Go into the grade book, look at your grade, and you'll see a little thing to click to see what they marked on their form, and I add some information as well. All right. So please, it's impressive. And like I said, be proud of what you do, know what you know, and also know what you don't know so you can improve it. All right. Everybody good so far? Yes, yes. That's the audience participation part. There you go. Awesome. And also, if you have things that need to be opened from week 2, make sure you get with me, let me know, or if something got missed, let me know. I'm willing to work with people, but you got to communicate. I can't do your class for you. And you're not just going to pass because we pass people along. It doesn't cut it. Okay. This is your career choice. This is your class. It's audience participation. So do those assignments, folks, please. That's all I can tell you there. All right. So we're going to do some sharing. Here we go. I'm going to go to the home page. So here we go. Well, hopefully, slight delay there. We're going to go into student view. We are in week 3. I want to thank everybody for doing the participation assignment. We only had one person who didn't gain attendance yesterday. Everybody jumped on it, so I'm happy to see that. It's like, look, I will give grades out right and left, points out right and left for people who do the assignment. You know, that's what it's all about. You will leave this class learning more than you may realize. So I just want you to know that you're going to go out and you're going to be doing interviews. You're going to be looking at resumes and you're going to be thinking, hey, at the top of that resume, I should have my elevator pitch in here. That should be there on my LinkedIn account, up in my intro area up there. It should be up there. All I have to do is come up with one great elevator pitch. And those elevator pitches, I put comments on there. Okay, your elevator pitch should describe you, and it should talk about skills, your hard skills that you have in this career now. Okay. You're trying to get me to hire you, to pull me in. You've given me good information, but I need to know why. What are your skills? Okay. If you're in animal care, I need to know that you have experience with, working with large animals, small animals. You have a passion for exotic animals or reptile, and you are capable of, running all sorts of labs and vitals and this and that. If you're in HVAC, you have an interest in residential cooling and heating systems, and you've done an externship or this or that. Tell me what you've done, what you want to do. If you're into the electrical field, you are, again, doing residential or commercial, or you're specializing. I had a student doing stage lighting, etc. Tell that person exactly what you're doing and your skills uh, in like a little commercial, and put that on your social media account, and it goes on your resume. And when you're in that interview, again, you spit that out when they say, tell me a little bit about yourself. So that little elevator pitch or speech may have sounded, oh, this is another horrible assignment. It's got a purpose. You do it one time and it goes everywhere, everywhere. It's like your cell phone. You put that thing everywhere. You use it all over the place. So there's a purpose. It is a one and done on all things. Okay. So if you do it right, you're going to save yourself a lot of time. And that resume, you all did great with the question on keeping a master document. But the one you didn't get correct was, what do you do when you want to put it up on Indeed or Monster or any of these other sites? You save it as a text format, okay? Not a PDF, because a PDF keeps the format. Save it as a text, and when you upload it to Indeed, it will fill out that entire thing for you, okay? So remember that. You'd get tired of filling out those applications. I know I did. Save it in a text format. When you upload that resume, it's going to fill out 90 some percent of all that job information. So if you're listening, you're going to save yourself a lot of time, a lot of effort, and you'll be able to get that information out there. And then remember, every Sunday, go back in and just update all the resumes that you posted on the jobs you want, because after every Sunday, everything gets wiped out and they won't see you again. So you have to go back every Sunday and touch each one of them. You don't have to redo them, just go back in, refile them, and then they come back to them as new. All right? Okay, so we are in week 3. Hopefully, you've started in on these. Most people came up with somebody that they're going to talk to for management. I like this one here because it's a little bit easier to find somebody in any career to talk to that's done some sort of management. Listen to these people because they've seen a lot of stuff, and they can provide what it's like to be on the other side. We all have managers that we don't care for, right? We've all worked for people we didn't care for. Listen to the other side, see what it's like. So get your person. Now, remember, you just named the person this week. Next week, you're going to give me the questions that you asked them and their responses. And pay attention, because you're going to have quite a few words to write, not just 1 or 2 sentences. All right. So the discussion this week. Now remember, you're going to have to post and you're going to have to reply to 2 students. It says, I only request that you reply to 1. I give you a break. The other teachers, the instructors, they require you to reply to 2. I only require to 1. Why is it important to have a professional network? And read the attached article. You click on this and the article will open and you can read that. and discuss three of the networking techniques that you use. Now, how many people have started networking? Anybody? Nobody? Well, I'll give you a hint. You actually have. You talk to your fellow students. That's networking. If you go to any trade shows or you meet other people in your career field and you discuss what that is networking. But we're going to talk about networking a little bit more in the class and why you need it. Networking is essential to growing your career. Now, I have an extensive network and I rely on them. And it's very important. And that network is going to help you gain insight because I'll tell you that a large portion, an extremely large portion of the better jobs are never posted. Your network is going to introduce you to people who are going to get you into those positions. Okay. So make sure that you pay attention to this assignment. It's going to become very beneficial. Networking is important. Okay. And then building an online presence. And anybody ever Google something? Now, I should get a response from everybody because pretty much everybody has Googled something. Yeah, we all do it. And Googling is commonplace. So you're going to Google yourself. You're actually going to Google your name. And now it says 250 words. I'm not going to do a word count, but I expect to see some information. What information did you find on yourself, if anything? Was the information correct? And there's a video here with this big click me here. What tips did you learn from the video and your own search about building an online presence that can assist you? Okay. So you need an online presence of some sort, and you will have one out there in a positive or maybe a not most positive way. And it may be because somebody else shares your name. And you're going to find out what to do if somebody shares your name. How do you handle that when you go to an interview if somebody else shares your name, but it's not you and it may not be the most positive thing? So it talks about that in there. So you're going to Google yourself, and it can be interesting because you may come across pictures of things that you don't remember from years gone past that may come back that you may not necessarily want out there anymore. Okay. So that's what we're going to be doing for assignments. Again, try to keep up with them because next week is the end of class. And I have to reiterate that because we do have people who tend to come back and say they weren't aware that the class was going to be ending, blah, 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 even though we know they're 4 weeks. So that's why. All right. So let's get into what we are going to talk about today. And we are going to be talking about da, 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 an online presence. Not presence as in we're giving away gifts, but what it is like to be online. And there's our little happy face to get us going. So we're going to talk about creating and maintaining an online presence, importance of a professional email account, and how a LinkedIn account can help you in the job search, Twitter and Instagram, and positive thinking. Okay, so let's talk about this. Personal online presence, a job seeker should evaluate first step. Okay, So one of the things you can do is you can Google yourself, see what's going on. And so that's one of the things because you have what we call a digital footprint. And a digital footprint is basically a data record of everything you've done out there. It stays, it doesn't go away completely. You can try scrubbing everything out there, but if anybody has gone out on the black web or dark web, it stays, okay? It cannot truly be hidden or deleted. And so it can be out there forever, okay? It's potentially public and it never disappears. So no matter what you think, it never really goes away and there's not a lot that we can do about it. And most employers now search for you before they consider bringing you in for an interview. Okay. And there's nothing illegal about that. So some people will go, well, that's illegal. I don't give permission to do this, blah, blah, blah. And there's nothing illegal about it. So you can protest all you want. There's nothing wrong with it. So take a look at and see what you find for yourself and see what happens. Okay. Now, one of the things I strongly recommend is creating a professional email address before you start searching. Some people already have a good one, but keep it separate from your regular personal email account. Every place will let you have multiple email accounts. Keep them separate. This way, anything that comes into that, you know, is job search related. This way, you know instantly to respond to it. Some people go, oh, well, I check my email every 3 or 4 days. That doesn't cut it. In 3 days, they could have hired somebody, and that could have been you. So make sure that you are making yourself available and checking it. Okay. And make sure you use a secure password. We all know it. You know, it's got to be uppercase, lowercase, 47 letters, numbers. You have to spin 4 times, shave off half your hair, send it to a shaman on a deserted island, etc., etc. Okay. And and consider using signature blocks when you're sending out emails. And we're going to show you one of those. Okay. And your brand statement too. So let's take a look. So these are some signature blocks. Okay. This one here, I really like on the end here. When you go to sign your emails, all email programs, Outlook, Gmail, even AOL if you're using it, any of the uh, Apple Mail, any of the different mail programs out there, you can create signature blocks. So when you send your emails, it includes your name, your job category. Okay. I told you to start think of yourself as your profession. You notice it says junior accountant. It doesn't say student. Don't put student. Put your profession. Okay. Your phone number and your email. Okay. Not your street address. And you can see as they go along here, each one starts adding more and more information. If they have a LinkedIn account, if they have Twitter accounts, Instagram account, you can add more into it. But the basic stuff right here on this end here, that's what you want. This saves you time because you're busy, okay? And you can save it and then boom, there's a thing that says signature in your email and you just click signature and boom, it'll drop that information in. Okay, networking. Everybody uses it, but what exactly is it? Networks talking with people, establishing relationships that can lead to career growth or potential job opportunities. So, not everything's going to give you a job, but it can be growth as well. Okay. And LinkedIn is a professional social networking site. It's there just for professional social networking. Okay. It's not a gossip site. If you create a good LinkedIn profile, people will come to you offering you jobs. You can put it to work. But if you put it together sloppy, you're not going to get what you want. You're going to get a lot of sales job offers. Okay. You also have the opportunity to connect to high powered people in your field. You can actually just chat with them. This is a great opportunity. And so many people don't take advantage of that. If you know somebody that has a particular skill that you want, you can ask them about it and they will actually respond back to you. This is a great way to get knowledge in your field directly from the person who has it. Okay. And it's great for posting things, learning information, and job offers. Okay. So it is great. And it does have free services. They're going to try to upsell you, but you don't have to do that. Now, Twitter. I am not a fan of Twitter. Has nothing to do with Elon. Okay. The problem with Twitter is it's online news and social networking. Okay. So it's not just professionals. Okay. Originally, the purpose of Twitter is to follow job posts and people's ideas, stories, opinions, and information. Right here, job posts. So companies are on Twitter and they will post jobs and they'll request people to apply, etc. So many people go to Twitter for excuse me, everything else that they have lost sight of the professional side of it. So you can use it and you can have a Twitter account, but so much of it has fallen to the side. So that's why it's not my favorite thing. Now, if you're on Twitter, each tweet is 280 characters and it's actually microblogging. Okay. So that's why, since it's limited, that's why it's called microblogging. Okay. And you can do as many tweets per day as you want. And the book, online book, actually goes into the details on how to set that up. Now, Instagram. A lot of people don't think of Instagram as a way to get a job because it's mobile centric. That means it's primarily geared for phones, tablets, things like that, to share pictures and videos. This is great for people who are into welding, electrical, HVAC, and you might not think that, but you can show your actual work. You can do demos, things like that, that show off your skill. So you can become very media positive for you and promoting you very much so. Now, here's something for those going into animal care. Anybody in animal care that's live on here? Angel, are you animal care? Yeah. Okay. If you're working with native animals, okay, you have to be very careful what you're posting in rehab. Florida has very strict laws in posting pictures while animals are in rehabilitation and recovery from injuries. So you have to be careful. You're not allowed to post pictures of certain animal species while they're in recovery, showing their injuries, etc. So check your wildlife conservation laws as to what can be posted. So, and the same thing, of course, with medical, you have to be careful of HIPAA laws. So, be careful of what you're posting, where you're posting, and how you're posting. Anybody that is out in the public, they may tell you, oh, no, you can't take pictures and post pictures of me. Anybody that is in the public sight of a camera, you have no reason to think that you have any privacy. You are eligible to have your picture taken and posted without your consent. What you don't have is the ability to make money off those photos without the person's consent. In other words, you can't mass publish them. But yeah, they can take your picture without your consent and post it. Isn't that interesting? Positive thinking. We all get down. We all get in a slump, but connecting to a career is long term. Okay. It takes a while for people to respond back if they do. Okay. Keep moving forward. Don't stop. Just keep going. You know, just like Dory the little fish, just keep swimming. We got to move forward and keep ourselves positive. Concentrate on qualities that you have that others may not. Okay? You are the only you there are. You are unique. And I will keep telling you this until you believe how incredible you are. Because I see you for a very short time and I pick up on your individuality and your unique qualities that are so incredible. And I just want to force your eyelids open and say, look how impressive you are. Focus on those, concentrate on those. Understand if I'm seeing them, employers can see them too, but you need to make sure you are showing them, okay? Start thinking about yourself, start writing down what is my best qualities? What are my best qualities? What are my skills? What are my hard skills? What are my soft skills? I can do these things. These are the things I've learned. These are the things I want to learn. Plan. Planning is not tying yourself down. It's giving you a guide and it will be flexible. Okay? Flexibility is key. Maintain positive thoughts. Okay? Are you a self starter? Do you have critical thinking? Do you work well? Give yourself credit for all these things you have. Okay? So I want you to think all these things through, stir them around because you have these things and you're starting to put them in motion. All right? Today's question: three things you learned today. We've gone over a lot of different topics, a lot of things about you. Name three things you learned today. Okay, three topics and three things that you pulled out about yourself. Three things that were aha moments about you. Three things. Okay? Think of three things. Sometimes that can be a tough thing. Thinking about what is the things I learned? What are the things I've learned about me? You tell me, what are three things that you got out of today? Right? Not so bad. You're doing this. Not that much longer. Just think next week, you're going to be finishing this class one step closer towards graduation. That's a good thing. All right. So that's it for this evening. Tomorrow, we'll be halfway through week 3. And then not much longer, you're going to have one last week. So we're getting there. Hang in there. You're doing awesome. All right. Got any questions? Reach out to me through email, through text, and we'll see you tomorrow at 6 p.m.